Have you ever shared a dream only to be laughed at? Have you ever had an idea so bold people called you crazy? Most of us stop there. We stay safe. We let the world tell us what is possible. But not Elon Musk. He looked at the stars and asked, why can't we live there? He looked at cars and wondered, why can't they run on clean energy? And instead of letting those questions fade, he dedicated his life to answering them. But here's the truth. It wasn't easy. He was bullied as a child. He was broke as an entrepreneur. He faced failure so crushing, most people would have quit. And yet each time, he came back stronger. This is not just the story of a billionaire. It's the story of a mindset, a master's blueprint that turned the impossible into reality. Today, on The Mind of a Master, we'll uncover the 3 lessons Elon Musk used to change the world, how loneliness became his superpower, how he solved problems from the root, and how he turned failure into fuel for success. So, are you ready to think like a futurist? Chapter 1. Childhood and Loneliness. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. From the outside, it looked ordinary, but inside, his world was full of pain. At school, Elon was bullied. Not just words, but beatings so bad that he once had to stay home for a week. He felt isolated, misunderstood, alone. Most kids escape that loneliness by seeking friends. Elon escaped into something else. Books. He devoured encyclopedias. He memorized science fiction novels. He learned programming, teaching himself to code at the age of 12. And in that solitude, something extraordinary happened. His mind became a universe of its own. Instead of being crushed by loneliness, he transformed it into focus, laser-sharp focus. At 12 years old, he sold his first video game, Blastar, for $500. A tiny victory, but proof that even in the darkest corners of childhood, a spark of genius can ignite. This was the first secret of Musk's blueprint. Turn pain into power. Turn isolation into imagination. Because sometimes the world outside won't believe in you, but the world inside you can be limitless. Chapter 2. Breaking Free and First Ventures. At 17, Elon Musk made a decision that would change his life forever. He left South Africa. No money, no connections, just one belief. The future was waiting for him in America. He first landed in Canada, worked odd jobs, cleaned boilers, did whatever it took to survive. But his eyes were always fixed on one dream, to reach the United States. Finally, he made it. At the University of Pennsylvania, he studied physics and economics, and more importantly, he asked himself one burning question. What are the biggest problems that will define humanity's future? His answer came in 3 words: the internet, sustainable energy, and space exploration. These were not safe bets. They were impossible dreams, but Elon Musk was not interested in safe. After graduation, he and his brother Kimball started Zip2. No money for an apartment, so they slept in the office, showered at the local YMCA, worked day and night. Zip2 built online maps and business directories, a simple idea, but revolutionary at the time. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Elon's share? $22 million. At 27 years old, he could have retired rich, but Musk wasn't chasing money. He was chasing impact. So he poured his wealth into the next idea, X.com, an online bank, at a time when most people were still afraid to type their credit card online. X.com became PayPal, and PayPal revolutionized how money moved around the world. The lesson here? Don't follow trends, follow the future. Ask bigger questions, and then build the answers. Chapter 3. Tesla and SpaceX. Betting everything. By 2002, Elon Musk was already rich, but money wasn't the goal. Impact was. So he asked himself again, What problem, if solved, would change the destiny of humanity? The answer came in two parts: energy and space. SpaceX, the crazy dream. Rockets. For decades they were controlled by governments. NASA, the Russian space program. Costs were high sky, failures were common, and everyone said, no private company can ever do this. But Elon asked a different question. Why are rockets so expensive? He broke it down to first principles: steel, aluminum, fuel, electronics. The raw materials cost only a fraction of the final price. So why not build rockets from scratch? Why not make them reusable? In 2002, Elon Musk founded SpaceX. Engineers laughed, experts mocked him, but he poured his own money anyway. The first 3 launches failed, millions lost, the company on the edge of a collapse, his fortune nearly gone. Then, on the 4th attempt, Falcon 1 reached orbit. A small rocket, but a giant leap for private spaceflight. NASA noticed. Contracts came in. SpaceX had survived. And the dream of making life multi-planetary was alive. Tesla, betting on electric cars. At the same time, Elon placed another bet on Tesla Motors. In 2004, electric cars were considered a joke. Slow, ugly, batteries too expensive. Everyone said impossible. But Elon believed otherwise. He used first principles again. What are batteries made of? Nickel, cobalt, lithium. What's the real cost of these materials? When he crunched the numbers, he realized batteries didn't have to be that expensive. Not if they were built at scale. So Tesla designed the Roadster, an electric sports car. Fast, sexy, exciting. It destroyed the myth that electric cars were boring. But the cost was enormous. Tesla bled money, factories stalled. Critics said it would never survive. Elon faced a nightmare. SpaceX was failing, Tesla was failing. He had to choose. But he didn't. He risked it all. He split his last remaining money between both companies. Christmas 2008. SpaceX secured a NASA contract. Tesla closed a vital funding round. Both companies survived. The lesson. Sometimes the world gives you 2 burning fires and you're forced to walk through both at once. Elon Musk showed us this. Don't just bet on one dream, bet on the future, even if it means risking everything. Chapter 4. Lessons from Failure and First Principles Thinking. Failure? Most people fear it. Elon Musk lives with it. SpaceX failed 3 launches in a row. Tesla nearly went bankrupt. Critics laughed. The media called him a fraud. But Elon never stopped. Why? Because for him, failure is not the end. It's just data. It's feedback. It's one more step closer to success. Lesson 1. Redefine failure. When Falcon 1 exploded the first time, Elon didn't say, "We failed." He said, "Now we know what doesn't work." He treated failure like a scientist, not a businessman afraid of losses. That mindset made the impossible possible. Lesson 2. Vision over opinion. When Elon said Tesla would make electric cars mainstream, the auto industry laughed. When he said SpaceX would build reusable rockets, NASA engineers shook their heads. But Elon had a rule. If something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are against you. He didn't ask, what do people think? He asked, what does the future need? Lesson 3. First principles thinking. Here lies his true superpower. Most people think in analogies. This is how it's always been done. This is what others say is possible. Elon asks instead, what are the fundamental truths? What is this thing made of? What can physics allow? With rockets, the raw materials were cheap, so build them yourself. With batteries, the materials weren't expensive, so manufacture at scale. With cars, people didn't want green cars, they wanted better cars. So make them faster, cooler, irresistible.
That's first principles thinking. Strip away assumptions. Rebuild from the ground up. Lesson 4. Work like it matters. Because it does. Elon Musk is famous for working 80 to 100 hours a week, sleeping on the factory floor, reading rocket textbooks at night. He doesn't wait for experts to teach him. He becomes the expert. And that intensity spreads. It inspires his teams. It creates urgency. It turns dreams into deadlines. The master's blueprint. From all of this emerges Elon's blueprint. Turn failure into feedback. Protect the vision against the critics. Think from first principles. Work harder than anyone else.
This is how he built Tesla. This is how he built SpaceX. This is how he keeps building the future. Chapter 5. The Future, Beyond Earth and Beyond Limits. Elon Musk is not done. Far from it. SpaceX keeps launching rockets, but his dream is bigger, to make humanity a multi-planetary species. He looks at Mars and says, we must go there, not for adventure, but for survival. Colonizing Mars. Most people see a dead planet. Elon sees humanity's second home, a place where our species could survive if Earth is ever destroyed. Crazy? Yes. Impossible? Maybe. But remember, so was building reusable rockets. So was making electric cars cool. So was creating PayPal when banks ruled the world. Neuralink and the Boring Company. And it doesn't stop with Mars. With Neuralink, he imagines a future where humans connect directly with computers, curing diseases like paralysis or Alzheimer's, and even unlocking new levels of intelligence. With the Boring Company, he dreams of tunnels under cities, where cars travel at lightning speed, freeing us from endless traffic. Again, wild ideas. Again, people laugh. But isn't that how all revolutions begin? Legacy in motion. What makes Elon Musk unique is not money. It's not fame. It's the audacity to look at problems that scare everyone else and say, I will try. Not I will talk. Not I will wait. I will try. That is why his companies exist. That is why his story matters. The final lesson. The Elon Musk story teaches us one powerful truth. The future is not written. It is built. And it is built by people who dare to ask the impossible questions and then refuse to stop until they find an answer. Conclusion. The mind of a futurist. So, the next time you see a Tesla drive by, or watch a rocket land itself on Earth, or hear about missions to Mars, remember this. It all started with a lonely boy in South Africa. A boy who loved books and machines. A boy who asked, what if? That boy grew into a man who turned what if into what's next. And that is the mind of a master. The mind of a futurist. The mind of Elon Musk. Before you go, I have a question for you. What's the craziest idea you believe could change the world? Is it building a city on Mars? Creating clean energy for everyone? Or maybe something no one has thought of yet? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your vision. And remember, here on The Mind of a Master, we don't just tell stories. We unlock the minds of visionaries so you can unlock your own. So if this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next great idea might be yours.